I'm Gandhi, welcome to OVERDRIVE. Today we are again at the BIC because we are going to drive one car. So I was going through some data on the internet of Octavia RS. It said 0 to 100 in 6.8 seconds, to power output around 230 PS, and the ex-showroom price around 24.62 lakhs. No, that's not the data for this one. This is the latest one. This is the 4th generation upgraded Octavia RS. That data was from 2017. And why I mentioned that, because it also showed us how Škoda has done differently. In the sense, so we have seen all the 4 generations of Octavia RS. When most of the manufacturers, they don't bring their sporty version so often. Škoda somehow managed to get all 4 generations of Octavia RS to the Indian market. And now it's time for us to test drive the latest one. So this is one of those cars where I don't have to give you a verdict, because within 20 minutes, 100 cars were sold. I mean, that was the allocation for the Indian market, and Škoda managed to sell all 100 of them. So let's talk about 0 to 100. The claimed figure is 6.4 seconds. Let's see. Okay. So that was 0 to 100. Now we are at the back straight. So the Octavia RS is fitted with 2-liter TSI turbocharged petrol engine, and it produces around 265 PS of power and 370 Newton meters of peak torque. While I drive, I can talk and give you the feel, but the first thing which you feel is the kind of soundtrack it produces. It's not very, I would say, throaty or very grunty, but it has that resonance, that volume which you like, and especially during the gear shift, you can feel that extra piece of bass. So any audiophile like me would be happy with this. The most interesting thing about Octavia RS is the shape for me, in the sense, the moment you look at this car, you feel that, okay, this is a family saloon, it's a sedan, you would want to take it on a long weekend with your family. But the moment you start running it on the track, you feel that this doesn't feel out of place at all. So this is the back side of BIC, and let's see what kind of speed can we do. Just for your information, we have 3 passengers here, I mean including me. So we just crossed 200, 202, yeah. So we touched around 202 with 3 people on board. So now we're on the cool down lap, and now I think I can go a bit slow and also talk about the car. One thing which I really liked about this Octavia RS is the kind of behavior you see, the way the steering behaves. It feels very balanced, but at the same time it has this other progressive steering mechanism which this car has. It keeps it balanced, not too sharp, not too dull, and it's pretty direct. Having said that, while doing hard corners or sharp turns, so no doubt it behaves in a very predictable manner. The handling is very controlled, the turns are sharp, and yet it manages to give a very comfortable kind of setup, both handling and suspension wise, and steering wise as well. So overall package feels very, very friendly, I would say, and yet pretty exciting. But at the same time, you also feel that, okay, you are driving a big car, a heavy car, you do feel some kind of body rolls on sharp turns. So that is something which I could gather in the last 3 laps. I think Octavia RS was everything what I expected it to be. Sound, nice. Handling, very good. Some body roll. But this package with the feel of a family sedan, it works. as I mentioned, I don't have to give you any verdict because I know customers have already decided. So this was more of a feel kind of drive for us. Now let's talk about the features and comfort factor. So helmet is gone now, you can see my face, and let's focus on Octavia RS's face now. So lots of glossy black finish on the front grille, in the bumper, also some elements in sides, which also gets one scoop so that it throws eye on the tires. You have very sharp looking LED headlamp or the signature style. So overall this feels pretty familiar, the shape and silhouette, but you have certain elements which are reminding you that this is an RS. For example, this badging, but like many other cars, this is not shouting it out that this is an RS. You see one badging over there, and then you see it here on the back, but there are elements which are very specific to RS. Look at this boot lid spoiler, and then you have this aero shaped or aero themed alloy covers, which reminds you of EVs. But now let's take a look on the inside. Can we see more RS mentions over there? So this Octavia RS comes with sport seats, and you can see lots of suede and black finish over here, and with the red stitching, so it gives a this is the traditional sporty feel kind of package, and this also gets RS badging over here, and the steering wheel as well, and again lots of red stitching. Feel is pretty premium, suede element on the dash, carbon fiber finish in the middle. So let's talk about the screens. This is a 13-inch screen, and you get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This MID is around 10-inch, and if you look at the display, this is pretty sharp. Overall feels bright and driver friendly, and it looks nice as well. So it's not only practical or utility centric, it also gives a very artistic kind of feel. I like it. Then you have lots of premium elements over here, suede with red stitches in the middle. Then you have carbon fiber finish and some plasticky bit at the top, at the bottom, but again the surface is pretty soft, so this gives a very premium kind of feel. Then you have two Type-C charging ports over here, wireless charger. This gear shift or gear selector is kind of too subtle for me, I guess. Then you have very interesting looking space for phones and a glass holder, electronic parking brake with the auto hold, some space under the armrest, and overall this feels spacious and premium as well. But yeah, no sunroof in this version of Octavia RS. Overall feels pretty sporty, stylish, premium, but a bit too dark. Now let's talk about the second row of Octavia RS. Let's talk about the second row of Octavia RS, and this is the space which is pretty interesting, and I think one of the USPs of this car. Why? Because a car with power output of around 265 PS or peak torque of 370 Newton meters, 0 to 100 in 6.4 seconds, with those kind of figures, it also comes with these kind of space for two passengers. So this feels comfortable for two passengers, average height, average Indian height passengers. For my height, the headroom could be a bit better. This feels again premium, smart and sporty with all the red elements over here. But I also feel that some customers would find this too dark. But overall sleek and smart. Okay, you can access the boot from here. 3 headrests and a big partition in the middle, so not that comfortable for the third passenger, and you also get 3-zone climate control. Now that famous Octavia hatch, look at this, so this whole thing goes up, and you can access this space, which is huge. This is almost 600 liters, and you can plan a big vacation with your full family, and there would be some space left for maybe your fishing kit. One more clever feature, you don't have to go and access those seats from front. You can fold them from here. just in case you need that space, you can fold them. So this was the story of Octavia RS. Very interesting package. Why? Because on the weekends you can take it on these kind of tracks. During the weekdays you can use it for daily commute and show it off, because it is subtle, but at the same time people or enthusiasts know that this is an RS version of Octavia. But two issues. One is obviously the ex-showroom price, which is around 50 lakhs, and that is a segment where you can go for other products which are just for enthusiasts. They don't come with any kind of value proposition or practicality solution. Why? Because that is a segment where customers want to make a statement, and this is somewhere in between. Second problem, 100 cars were allotted for the Indian market and all of them are gone.